New media as a testing ground for news narratives. New media has changed how we get our news. And it lets many different people share their ideas. People can now publish content online, and they do not need big companies to do it. This important change has given rise to many alternative news sources outside the mainstream media. They often cover stories big news organizations will not touch at first, and they push the boundaries of public conversation. They introduce new topics and force us to pay attention to different issues, making the world of news more complex and dynamic. Alternative news is not always the same thing as fake news. It is a wide and diverse field. It includes many different platforms, personal blogs, small websites run by a few people, popular social media pages and accounts, newsletters sent directly to readers. Some have a strong political point of view, others focus on cultural topics, some share unconfirmed rumors or gossip, others push new ideas into the public sphere. All of them challenge the limits of public discussion. To understand this new world, we can look back. In the 1960s, there were small independent papers and leaflets speaking for social movements the big, established press often ignored. These were called the underground press. They wrote about controversial topics like war, civil rights, new social ideas. They helped start public debates not happening elsewhere, forced difficult questions into the open, and showed that media outside the mainstream could give a platform to the voiceless and create change. Today, many digital platforms perform a similar function. For example, early sites like the Drudge Report acted as a modern underground press. They posted tips, leaks, rumors. Sometimes the information they posted turned out to be wrong, but sometimes it turned out to be right. The key is that these platforms put a story into public view. That single act can change the news cycle. It forces everyone, including mainstream media, to react to the new information introduced. What kind of content do these alternative platforms usually publish? Very often, they publish items that mainstream outlets avoid. Unconfirmed rumors about public figures, gossip not fully checked, early claims. Without solid proof, scandals not yet verified. It can seem fresh, new, and bold compared to cautious institutions, but at first glance risky and potentially unreliable or unfair. We must see the broader role. Alternative media act as a testing ground for ideas, shifting attention and prompting new questions. The next step often comes from traditional journalists. When a margin story gains attention, professionals investigate, check facts, make calls, and try to verify the claims. If true, the story grows stronger and moves from rumor to verified news. Big outlets pick it up. The general public now sees it on front pages and on TV. The story gains legitimacy, gets framed within public discourse, no longer just a floating rumor. New media does not only fight the press, it feeds it. Margins push issues in. The center verifies, contextualizes, and reshapes. Sometimes the mainstream debunks and corrects misinformation, an essential role. Other times the tip is true. Through publishing, questioning, and verifying, the news is shaped. Now faster and more visible than ever. A clear famous case is the Clinton-Lewinsky affair in the late 1990s. Parts of the story circulated online, on smaller outlets and gossip columns. Mainstream reporters investigated but did not publish at once. The claims were serious and needed certainty. An early version appeared on the Drudge Report, noting a major magazine had the story but held it back. That online report created immense pressure and forced the hand of the mainstream media. The story became a public topic. Journalists and the public demanded wider coverage. Over days and weeks, reporters confirmed details and found evidence. The story entered major papers and broadcasts, pushed from the margins, verified by the center. A perfect example of how alternative media can set the agenda. Lasswell asked, who says what, in which channel, to whom, with what effect? The crucial part here is the effect. Alternative platforms excel at visibility, shifting attention, often before full verification. Verification remains the foundation of good journalism and fairness. In the old system, verification preceded publication. Now attention often comes first, with fact checks after. Journalists must ask, what is this story doing to the conversation? And is it true? New media lowers costs, enables specialization, and harnesses social sharing, creating a dynamic, multi-directional ecosystem. New media pressures, tests, and reshapes the mainstream, expanding what we can see and discuss. Be attentive to early signals, track their spread, and wait for verification. The balance between effect and truth is the takeaway.